Welcome back, and today we're going to talk a little bit about racing. But first, I want to thank you for joining the family, for liking and subscribing the videos. We've had a flood of new subscribers, and we appreciate you subscribing and hitting that notification bell. So thank you very much. And we're going to talk about my first full year of racing right now. Actually, it wasn't my first full year. It was my third time. And I bought a red uniform. It's the only time you will ever see the Bumblebee in red. I don't like red, so it lasted one season. I got rid of it. It just fit me. It was at a motorcycle shop, so I bought it. But I didn't like the color. I didn't like red. I was number 177. I didn't like that number. My number is 77. I bought this old Westlake from this guy. It was really cheap. He just wanted to dump this bike off, and I didn't know any better, so I bought it and I started racing back again. But the Westlake was old and too slow, and it was hard to race against these guys. I was out of shape, I was grossly heavy, and the bike just didn't pull me. And I had to really fight, and I learned how to ride that Westlake. I got better and better. Actually, when I started winning some races, I won because of my racing skills, not because of the power of the bike. When I started racing, none of the riders really liked me. I would go up to them like, hi, hi, and they would ignore me, except for Neil Ficini. Neil Ficini and his father, his papa, rest in peace. And I had to gain their respect somehow, and I just had to race them. I raced them clean. I had a kind of a bumpy first year back in 2005. You know, I win a little bit, I lose a little bit. It was kind of not consistent, but I just had to get my act back together. I had to get in the rhythm of racing Speedway again, and it took a little time. I realized that the Westlake just wasn't pulling me, so I sold it, and then I doubled my money, by the way, so good businessman. And then I bought a used Jawa laydown, and that thing was like a rocket ship. I remember the difference when I rode the Westlake and then I jumped on the Jawa laydown. It was fast, like a rocket ship. And I said, this is how I'm gonna win some races. And that's how I won my first main on that Jawa rocket ship. I was at Industry Hills, and I was in a race with Rudy Lauer and a few other guys, and the tapes went up, and I was actually winning. The bike was fast, and I was winning, and these guys didn't want me to win because they knew that once I won my first main, watch out, I'm gonna win some more. So they got kind of rough with me, and Rudy slammed me from behind. And Rudy crashed me, and they started a restart. I was like the third lap. Hey, isn't that supposed to be end of the race? I won that main, but the referee didn't like me too much, and he started the race all over again and penalized Rudy. Well, I went ahead and won that race. I blew the competition away. I won my first main at Industry Hills, and I was so happy. Probably my best main ever, the most celebrated. My whole insides was beaming with happiness. And I said, watch out everybody, the Bumblebee's back, and I'm gonna go ahead and win a lot more of these mains. And I told my fellow competitors, okay, I won my first main, now watch out. I was incredibly happy when I won that main event, and the other ones. I just went crazy. It was like the best feeling in the world. I did this wheelie, and it was just crazy. And then one time I fell over. I did a wheelie so straight up and down, I went over. And I thought, you look like a fool, Bryan. And so I went ahead and waved the flag so everyone would like see me on the ground. The bike's on top of me. I'm waving the checkered flag as I look like a fool on the ground. It was great stuff. I remember meeting guys like Billy Braden. I was nice to them and I looked at them. They just snarled at me like they hated me. So I raced these guys and I had to ride clean. And I had to ride smooth and hopefully win them as much as possible. I ended up getting my number 77 back, and all my fellow riders were mad. They're like, how could Bryan get his old number back? They went up to Brad Oxley and they complained because Brad issued me that number. Thank you, Brad. And Brad said to these guys, Bryan won a championship when I was 17. Bryan beat me. He won my first championship. Have you won a championship from me? And all the riders said no, because Brad is an awesome rider and a champion, two-time United States champion. And Brad said, well, Bryan beat me on my first championship, and Bryan can have any number he wants. He wants 77, he's got 77. What was my funniest race of 2005 when I made my return? Let me think about it. I know. I have a video I can show you. I raced this girl from New Zealand. She was a pretty good little rider named Ken Stevens. The bike went dead and I'm like, what's this? I was bleeding, and then I looked down and my fuel was off. I went ahead and I raced the race, and then I ended up passing Kim right at the checkered flag. The last turn at the last lap, I took her out. I drove into her and I... My whole family was there, and I was very happy I beat this girl. Actually, to be honest with you, no girls ever beat me before, and I kept that streak alive. And there's some girls now that can beat me, I'm sure, but before, there's no girls beat me. And my family come up to me after the races, and I'm like so proud. I'm like, yeah, I won, you know. I said, did you like that race? Because I really had to work hard, because this girl was doing good, and she was hard to pass. And my family said, we're really angry at you, Bryan. And I said, what? I won. What do you mean angry? I'm the Bumblebee and I'm your family. And they said, you beat the girl. Why did you beat that girl? Why? You should let her win. You're bad. And I said, what? I'm bad? And they said, yeah, we're mad at you. And my whole family was mad the whole evening. They wouldn't talk to me. I think I went on and won the main event there that night. But the whole family was angry because I beat the girl. I proved that I'm not a perfect gentleman on the track, but off the track I try to do better. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the 2005 first year back, the third return of the Bumblebee. It was a crazy year, up and down, had some fun moments like with Kim and these guys crashing me. It was a lot of fun and I learned a lot. And 2006 on, I started really cooking. But that year was kind of like, yeah. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, joining the family. Really appreciate it. All these likes and subscribers, it's really great. And thank you so much. Really appreciate that. We're trying to build the channel and make some fun stuff, some racing stuff, some non-racing stuff, you know, do a mix of things. So thank you so much. And please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.